My name is Ria, I'm 27, and I work as a designer at a tech company in Mumbai. From the outside, my life seems great, but at home, things are a mess. A year ago, my dad's business failed, and I had to move back in with my parents and my younger sister, Priya. Now, I'm the main breadwinner, covering most of our family's expenses. One night, my mom mentioned she wanted butter chicken for dinner the next day. I sighed. We don't have enough money for groceries right now. Can you help out more with the food budget? Priya, sitting nearby, scoffed. You're not giving us enough for food. I was shocked. What? I give 50,000 Indian rupees a month. That should be plenty. She rolled her eyes. Prices have gone up. 50,000 Indian rupees isn't enough for 5 people. Frustrated, I snapped. Fine, I'll give 70,000 Indian rupees, but if it's still a problem, why don't you get a job and help out? My mom quickly defended her. Jobs are hard to find these days. I was furious. I knew Priya wasn't even looking for work, she just made excuses. Worse, I'd recently found out my mom was secretly giving her some of my money as pocket cash. I'd had enough. If things are so tough, why don't we sell this house and move to Nanny's town? We could find work there. But Mom refused. No, I don't want to go back to that place. I suggested working at Nanny's cafe in Mumbai instead, but Mom didn't like that idea either. Nanny was strict and expected hard work. Even Dad chimed in. Why always depend on Nanny? We should handle our own problems. I wanted to scream. I was the one handling everything. Priya did nothing, yet my parents always took her side. I pushed again. At least let Priya take a part-time job while she looks for something full-time. Mom shut me down. No, Priya helps at home. I laughed bitterly. When? I've never seen her lift a finger. Dad tried to defend her. She takes her plate to the sink and does her own laundry. Unbelievable. I cooked breakfast, packed Dad's lunch, and managed the bills, but Priya was still the golden child. I thought about moving out, but I was stuck, so I stayed, drowning in stress. Then one day, I realized Priya had been gone for a while. That night, I overheard my parents gushing about her amazing trip to Goa. Priya's so lucky, Mom said. Beaches, fancy dinners. I wish I could go. I froze. Wait. Priya's in Goa? They looked guilty. Yes, Dad said. She won a contest. I let it go, until Priya had won a free hotel and flight, but she still needed money for shopping, food, and fun. I called her immediately, my hands shaking. What the hell, Priya? Explain this, I demanded. Oh, you finally called, she laughed. I thought you were waiting for your souvenir. Stop joking, I snapped. You stole my credit card. She didn't even flinch. Oops, you noticed? My bad. I was furious. Do you realize how serious this is? You can't just take someone's card. Priya sighed like I was overreacting. Relax, Didi. It's not like I robbed a stranger, we're family. Chill. You spent 15 Indian rupees lakhs in 5 days. Well, she said, as if it was obvious, the flight and hotel were free, but I had to eat at nice places, shop, take cabs. It adds up. I couldn't believe her. That's not an excuse, you had no right. She just giggled. Your card was about to expire anyway. Consider it a family discount. Then she hung up. I stood there, numb. Later, she left a voicemail. Okay, fine. I messed up. Happy? Her tone was so casual, I almost laughed. She didn't get it at all. That night, my parents greeted me like nothing happened. Welcome home, Mom chirped. How can you act normal? I hissed. Priya stole from me. Dad crossed his arms. Why'd you block the card? Now she's stranded. Because she's a thief, I yelled. Turns out, when Priya's shopping spree got cut off, she ran to Mom and Dad for help. Mom glared at me. Your sister's in trouble, and you're abandoning her? I played Priya's voicemail out loud. Unblock the card. Mom and Dad's cards are maxed out, useless, cheap losers. Silence. Then my parents scrambled to check their accounts. Seconds later, screams erupted from their room. She took our cards too? Dad roared. I leaned against the doorframe. Oh, but I thought she was just being thoughtful, buying you souvenirs, right? Mom turned pale. We didn't know. Dad grabbed my hands, pleading, Ria, we'll change, just help her this once. Mom even knelt. I'll treat you fairly, I swear. I laughed, hard. Now you care, after years of favoring her? A week later, I handed them a solution, a fresh credit card. Take a family trip to Goa, my treat. Their eyes lit up. No apologies, no guilt, just excitement. They packed instantly, gushing about beaches and shopping. I booked their flights, and quietly called the bank to freeze the card the moment they landed. When they returned, sunburnt and smiling, Priya smirked. Thanks, Dee Dee, no souvenirs, though. I pointed to the sold sign on our gate. Hope you enjoyed your last vacation, the house is gone. What? Dad screamed. Mom clutched her chest. You can't do this. This is your father's house. I tossed them the property papers, in my name. Surprise. Pack your bags. Priya's face went white. Why you're kicking us out? I smiled. No, I'm setting myself free. I crossed my arms. Dad, remember when you couldn't pay the property taxes 3 years ago? He froze. I paid them, on one condition. You signed the house over to me. I held up the deed. This has been mine all along. My parents' faces went white. Lauren gasped. I only stayed this long to wait for the right moment. I continued calmly. While you were enjoying Hawaii, I packed your things. Grandma's expecting you. Grandma's? They shrieked in unison. I smirked. Yes, you'll be making pizzas and scrubbing floors at her restaurant. Consider it repayment. Lauren burst into tears. We can't, she's a slave driver. Choice is yours. I shrugged, but without jobs or a home, oh, and about that one Indian rupee, 5 crore credit card bill. Mom frantically pulled out the card. Her hand shook when she saw the name. Surprise, I said. It's Lauren's old card from her failed job. She maxed out her own credit. Lauren collapsed onto the floor. How am I supposed to pay this? By working, I said, as Grandma's van pulled up outside. 3 months later. My new apartment smelled like fresh coffee, not resentment. I was unpacking when my phone buzzed. Unknown number, it's Lauren, can we talk, please? I stared at the message. The old me would have ignored it, but. Me, cafe near the station, 4 p.m. She looked different, no designer clothes, no smug smile, just red-rimmed eyes and calloused hands. I'm sorry, she blurted before sitting down. Grandma made me scrub burnt cheese off pans for weeks. I finally get how hard you worked. She slid an envelope across the table, Indian rupee 20000 in crumpled bills. First installment, I'll pay it all back. Something in my chest cracked open. 6 months later. Grandma's restaurant smelled of garlic and forgiveness. Dad was kneading dough without complaining. Mom was actually washing dishes. Lauren, miracle of miracles, was smiling while taking orders. They're trying, Grandma whispered, handing me chai, like you did for years. I sipped slowly, watching Lauren laugh with a customer. The anger didn't vanish, but it shrank. That night, we ate together for the first time in years. Lauren passed me the parda without being asked. Dad mentioned selling his watch to help with debts. Small things, but they mattered. As I left, Grandma hugged me tight. Strength built this family, kindness will rebuild it. Walking home, the night air felt lighter. The weight was still there, but now, others were helping me carry it.